Hi everyone, it's Danny. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with another design team layout for Scrap the Boys. This is for the October challenge, which is a sketch challenge. So you would have seen the sketch in the intro to the video. These photos are of my teeny tiny baby son. He was only 2 days old in these photos. We were still in the hospital. Yes, I still haven't finished his baby album, but I'm working on it. So I thought these photos would be good because I have 2 photos and the sketch shows 3 photos, but I only use 2, and I'll show you what I do to get around that. So I'm just trimming down some white cardstock there and going ahead and trimming up my photos so that they're the right size, not too big, and they're not covered in, unnecessary background. So I'm just going to add a white border around my photos as per usual. Just jotting down my date there, so even though, yeah, it's kind of hard to forget, but knowing me, I'm fully capable of it. So here we go. Just using my paper trimmer. I will speed through this in just a minute. Just using my little guillotine. That's a Fiskars little guillotine trimmer. And the collection I'm going to be working with today is the Briarwood collection. This is a fairly new one from Rosie's Studio. It's just recently become available in the reject shop here in Australia, so I noticed it and I grabbed it. It's full of very autumn, winter, sort of moody florals and sort of woods themed, I guess, forest woods. There's little forest animals and like wood grains in it, things like that. So I pulled out this, it's not black, it looks black in the video, but it's more of a dark grey charcoal colour, sort of plaid, and I backed my photos with that, and I've cut out an extra piece the same size as that photo mat for my sort of extra spot where that third photo is supposed to go, but I guess my title will go there. There's kind of 2 spots on this layout by the time I'm finished that will could possibly be the title spot, but I don't really care about that. So I've just added some of that green floral into the center bit there. And now I'm going through some of the papers in the paper pad, just pulling out some that I think I may use. I'm not sure yet which direction I'm going to go papers wise. I'm just going off the sketch, knowing that I'm going to need a few different patterns. So this is the same green that I've used in that center card. And I think I do end up bordering my layout with this, but I'd go back and forth between all these papers trying to decide what I'm going to use. I like these florals. They're just a little bit, I don't know, a bit busy, I guess. I really don't use, I don't mind using florals or pink on boy layouts. You guys know this. I've said this many times. I think it was just too many busy patterns altogether. So I spent quite a while doing this, deciding on papers. But for now, I'm going to go with this cute bow paper. It's a cream base paper with little black bows all over it. I think it's really sweet and delicate, so I'm going to use that. And I'm just going to pop my photos up on some foam here. My photos and the title card, I guess. Just on some adhesive foam. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick these down. I do end up having to move them. So yeah, that was a bit of a fun ordeal, but that's okay. I'm just using double-sided tape. And I start sticking my photos down. Like I said, I will move them. But this is just the Crafter's Choice from Spotlight brand double-sided tape that I'm using. I find it's pretty good. It's really inexpensive too. I think it's $9 for a set of like 10. You get big 10 different size rolls, or 9, something like that. It's really inexpensive anyway. Just trimming this paper down a little bit. There we go. I'm trying to follow the sketch as closely as possible. So that's when I realized my photos were over too far. So I'm very carefully peeling them up. I've sped this up quite a bit. The paper in this collection, well, in any of the Rosie Studios collection, they're not the thickest paper. They're quite thin, so you do have to be careful. But you can see I peeled them up and I tore the paper a little bit, but that part's getting covered up anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Still messing with papers. So I ended up pulling out this pink plaid pattern, and I really like that. It's nice and soft. It's very perfect for a baby. He is laying in his little crib thing, so it reminded me a bit of a baby's blanket. I do have actually a baby sheet in blue, and that exact pattern for him when he was a baby, so I thought that matched really nicely. I'm going to use that green as my border. I just really love the soft muted colours in this collection. I think they're really nice for baby layouts especially. Like I said, it really doesn't bother me using pink. I do use a few florals on this layout too. I don't go crazy, but they're on there. That green paper does have little pink florals in it. And a couple of the embellishments that I use will have florals in them too. So I really don't think it does not bother me. I'm not super into gender stereotypes when it comes to scrapbooking, so I'm more than happy to use boy things on girl layouts as well. And I think especially for baby layouts, it's fine to use pink and florals on boy layouts. I totally understand if it's not your thing, but I really like it, so I'm going to keep doing it. So there we go. Now I'm going to think about embellishing. So I found this sticker in the foil statement pad. It's a large sticker, and it was just so beautiful. The quote says, "You are here deep in my heart," and you know that's just so true, isn't it? Especially when they're just born, and he was my first baby, and I just felt the most incredible love for this little human being. So I'm going through the die cut pack. You get so many die cuts in these packs. There's well over 100 in each pack, and you get 2 of everything, which is amazing. So I love this beautiful. It is gold foiled, so you could either use that large sticker or that beautiful as a title. I guess the beautiful would be the title, and then the sticker would be more like a subtitle. I don't know why I'm worrying so much about that, but I'm really happy with my decision anyway. So just tucking in a few little embellishments. I love that bear holding that bundle of flowers. Oh, he's just so cute. That little speech bubble I thought was really sweet. I love the gold foiling in this collection. Pulled in that little, it's like a stamp, like a postage stamp. Really sweet. A couple of these little phrase stickers down the bottom here. In the sketch there are some, I think it's journaling in the actual sketch, but I just put some phrase stickers down there because I don't have a lot to say. He's only 2 days old. I love him. Yeah. So I'm just putting in some little banner bits down here. They are in the sketch, so I wanted to bring those in. And I just used one of the phrase stickers and some more of that pink plaid paper to do those. I love that little fox holding those florals. Oh, so cute. And that little floral wreath up in the top. So I'm just building a bit of a cluster up here. That is in the sketch, so I want to make sure I get that in. And I'm using a couple more of these little phrase stickers. I'm just going to adjust this one a little bit to try and make it fit in that space better. Sticking out a little bit too far for my liking. Go, sneak him in there, and I'm just going to tuck that little fox inside the wreath. Oh, so sweet. Okay, now I am just going to trim off the border. I really didn't like how the border was so thick on this one, so just supersonic speed, trim all that off and tuck him inside. And now I'm going to start gluing everything down. I'm pretty happy with how my embellishments are. I'm not going to go super heavy on the embellishments. There's only a couple of little clusters in the sketch, and there's a lot going on already, so I just want to keep it nice and simple, not go overboard. So I'm just using some tacky glue to glue all this down, and I will skip through this so you don't have to watch me do the whole thing. And before I glue this beautiful title down, I'm just going to pop it up on some foam. So it is just a die cut. There's not much dimension to it, so I just wanted to give it a bit more dimension with, I'm just using a thin strip of that adhesive foam all the way around, and just a little bit of tacky glue. I haven't put it on the bottom loops of the word, like that loop of the F, because that's going to tuck over the top of my title card there, and that is already popped up on foam. So just love how that tucks in nicely along the top there. And going back through the sticker book, I just needed another phrase sticker for the bottom here. It's just looking a little bit bare, and I like to do groups of 3 when I can. And then I will pop the center one up on some more adhesive foam. Yeah, I'm using a lot of foam. I love foam. I love dimension on my layout, so I'm just using a strip of that on there, and I'm going to pop that down just with a bit of glue. Perfect. Just flicking back through the sticker book, there was a little spot in the sketch where there was an embellishment. It's a little star in the sketch, but I pull out this little, it's kind of wood grain stripe love heart sticker, and I'm just going to pop that up on some foam, of course. And yeah, so I'm using a lot of foam, but it's all the one layer on this layout, so it really doesn't add any extra bulk. It's just the one layer. Popping in my date on this little label. This is a Caitlin Schaefer printable, free printable. I just have a huge stash of these cut out ready. Sticking that down, and now I'm going to do some splatters. Of course, I'm using gold Kaiser mist because of the gold foil already in the embellishments and whatnot. There's my little pirate trying to steal my guillotine. And yep, I'm just sprinkling that all the way around those main clusters, really. Trying to concentrate it there. And then finally I will add some enamel dots. So these are some Simple Stories one. I think they're Spring Farmhouse. I'm using the nice soft green out of those, and then I find a nice medium tone pink here. And then for the last one I will use a white one that's from a Pink Fresh collection. So I've done 3 clusters of 3 around my main embellishment clusters. Love how this layout turned out. I'm so in love with it. It's so beautiful. My little baby boy. Mucking around with this last one, I struggle with the placement of it a little bit. I've got no nails at the moment, so yeah, bit of a challenge. The very last thing I will do is take my grey pen. There is some stitching around the centre square on the sketch, so I've used my grey Statler fine liner just to add some little faux stitching lines in. That's my layout finished. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to go check out the Scrap the Boys challenge. The link will be in the description box below. Check out all the other design team layouts. Everyone's done a beautiful job this month, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks guys. Bye.